The sting of the attack on the Westgate shopping mall made for yet another tough speech by President Uhuru Kenyatta, the content of which leaders of Somalia-based militia will not want to hear. Kenya will not leave Somalia, at least not until it is ensured that groups like the Al-Shabaab no longer call Somalia their home. President Kenyatta's assertion cements Kenya's commitment to the war effort in Somalia. But how long Kenyan forces will remain in Somalia depends on a lot more than a commitment from President Kenyatta. Here's KTN's John Alanamu with the hard facts.
If the Al-Shabaab were praying that Kenya's forces would leave Somalia...
And I want to be categorically clear, we will stay there until they bring order in their nation.
President Kenyatta's words come 8 days after the Westgate attack, and 2 weeks shy of the 2-year anniversary since Kenya's defense forces crossed into Somalia, October the 16th, 2011. A lot has happened before and since then. Mogadishu, once a stage of an inch-by-inch war between AMISOM forces and the Al-Shabaab, is a far different place. On August 6, 2011, the Al-Shabaab pulled out of Mogadishu, what the group called a strategic retreat. Somali President Hassan Sheikh Mohamud has now spent a full year as president, having been elected on September the 10th, 2012. And in the fight to choke the Al-Shabaab's resources, it has been 369 days since Kenya's defense forces took control of Al-Shabaab's cash cow, the port city of Kismayo.
After we have taken all their areas of where they have been relying on to get their revenue, you find there's only a rift in between.
The irony of the Westgate attack, analysts have said, is that it shows just how weakened the Al-Shabaab are inside Somalia.
They can hit at those capitals in order to discourage the soldiers in the field.
We will not be cowed.
So, President Kenyatta's assertions are based on gains actually made on the ground. But that is one side of the story.
Majority came to Barawe. In fact,
here's the other, as explained by Kenya's senior-most officer in AMISOM, Deputy Force Commander Major General Simon Karanja.
And Hagdere, although it's not a port town, but there are some small towns which they use as a port. So these are the 3 areas, and these are the key areas that we would like to capture. These are the 3 areas. But of course, I think the Force Commander did mention that we are unable to expand beyond where we are because of troop numbers.
The current number of AMISOM troops on the ground in Somalia is 17,709, including police. Kenya has contributed 4,562 troops to AMISOM forces. For AMISOM to completely overrun the Al-Shabaab, it would need at least 6,000 more boots on the ground. A 2010 estimate posted on the AMISOM website states that a full year's military operation would require $817.5 million. An expansion of troop numbers would almost certainly push AMISOM's budget beyond the $1 billion per year mark. Another hurdle is Kenyan forces' acceptability on the ground, the proverbial elephant in the room amongst the Somali public and, to an extent, troops from contributing forces. At the beginning of August this year, heads of states from countries contributing troops held a status conference in Kampala, Uganda, one that military sources told us was primarily because of the Somali government's discomfort with Kenya's alleged support for Ahmed Madobe, the leader of the Raskamboni Brigade. So, President Kenyatta may have every intention of seeing the Al-Shabaab decimated in Somalia, but in translating those intentions to action, he will have to hope that money for troop expansion comes and confidence in Kenya's troops on the ground is bolstered. John Alanamu, KTN.
Right, John Alanamu there reporting. It is from his story that we derive our big question tonight. We're asking you, should Kenyan troops remain in Somalia? Well, tell us what you think. SMS your yes or no response followed by a short comment to the number 22155. And of course, you can tweet us at Linda Ogutu at Ben_.